I have a message that the Lord gave me in a dream on January 20th, and I'll be reading it as I wrote it down. Me and a few other people and a family member in a home, we all went outside and there was a fancy car out front, and I remember my family member saying that we were going to meet some of her friends. There was this guy that got out of the car and she introduced us immediately. There was another guy coming from another direction that wasn't with the group, and she introduced me to him as well. They started talking to each other, and it was like they were trying to hook me up with the guy that had gotten out of the car. And I was like, no, nah, I'm good. And then another friend comes over who was a little more put together, and then they begin to say, he's better. This one right here is better. And I said, no, not interested. I looked at him and I said, he may look a little better. He may be all right, but he's not my husband. And then I woke up. Be wise in this time. Be careful of temptation. Be careful of convenient temptation, and temptation of the snare. These agents are not people you don't know. These are people close to you. These are people close to you. They are either family members or friends. One, they want to ensnare you with temptation. They want to make it convenient for you to interrupt, to distract, to destroy your God-ordained purpose, your destiny, whatever the Lord is calling you to do. These agents are sent by the enemy. The last thing you want to do is to be connected to the counterfeit. The counterfeit's job is to steal your destiny. The counterfeit's job is to keep you away from your God-ordained purpose, from the person that God has ordained for your life. And just remember, the counterfeit is made to look and sound like the real thing. And if you don't have spiritual eyes to see and spiritual ears to hear, you will not be able to decipher which one is the real thing, which one is the counterfeit. So you want to go to the Lord. You want to inquire of the Holy Spirit. God would never ordain a spouse for you that is going to pull you away from him and lead you to sin. Just because she's a woman of God doesn't mean she's your woman of God. And just because he's a man of God doesn't mean he's your man of God. And if they're not of God, then you already know that they're not your spouse. You only want to marry someone the Lord has chosen for you.